justifiable. 69. Offense. He was giving them the business. Go back there. Hold on.
This is the Five Arms and a Lucky Fin podcast.
What up, everybody? We are live. Well, I'm live from the beautiful San Diego, California. Jason is staying up late for me, and we are talking midweek baseball. Welcome to the Five Arms and a Lucky Fin podcast. This is our college baseball show. This is the Lucky Fin Innings show. I keep screwing that up every day, but every time we do this. But Jason, you did this solo last week. How do you feel about having a partner in crime?
Oh, it feels so good. We were talking about it before we started. It feels like when you're doing it by yourself, you're just stuck in this state of, I have to keep talking because if I stop, there's just going to be silence. And it was the strangest feeling, but had a lot of information. It feels like, at times you're like, oh gosh, like, am I just rambling at this point because nobody's stopping me? So it's very nice to have you back. Glad to have you.
Yeah, it's good to be. I've already been what happened last week, but I'm so glad we're doing this because the midweek, can't miss the midweek. If you miss a midweek, you kind of forget about what implications it has during the weekend. But the midweeks are dangerous. The midweeks matter, and I guess that's when you're throwing everybody. But
you were a part of it this week. You were front and center with the mid-majors.
Yeah, I got so I was lucky. Oh, I'm in San Diego for a conference. So and somebody joked with me today. He goes, "Oh, that's what you did?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, that's what I did."
What is there better?
I know. I love college baseball enough to take a drive and go watch San Diego State play University of San Diego. Wait, UC San Diego.
UC, don't say San Diego. Different school.
Yeah. Dude, it was great, man. That Tony Gwynn Stadium is beautiful. It's an absolutely gorgeous stadium. Nice, massive eye wall. What do they call it? Yeah, eye wall. That's not what
the batter's eye.
Batter's eye. Excuse me. Beautiful. The sunset up in that going down in left field. The Mayan calendar kind of pattern in the outfield on the wall.
Sick. Love
that. It was beautiful. Cold, got a little chilly, but you know how you and I always talk. Oh, first of all, San Diego State got the win, 9-1. San Diego State was just absolutely hitting the ball really well, and we talked about this. That not power baseball. It's going with the pitch. So it was beautiful, man. Just absolutely beautiful ballpark. I'm so happy to be able to see West Coast baseball. It's almost like it's really a bucket list thing for me to be able to watch and go out there. But it was great. And we kind of questioned, I think, did we question in the podcast last week, or maybe it's just between us? We were wondering if there was a rivalry game between these two.
Yeah, in City.
Yeah, and I didn't think so, but oh my goodness. Was there, and I joke about with you, and I'm like, why did they get so heated? So
staring down,
the stare downs. I understood, and you don't pick it up when you're like at a stadium like LSU and Alex Box, and this is a small park. Had a good crowd for a Tuesday night game, and you hear everything. Oh my goodness, the chirping is so funny. And it really started. The pitcher for UC San Diego was struggling to find the strike zone, and he was really trying to hit the outside. Yeah, out the gate, and they got a runner on first, and the catcher did like fake the throw down. And you know how you and I, like, when we see something stupid, it's like, oh, he's threatening,
Oh, look what he's doing!
The whole dugout went, whoa! I thought that was the funniest thing ever. I was like, oh, this is why they get so heated with each other. And I'm gonna tell you, I think it really affected the catcher later on.
Oh no!
Because and I guess because I kept thinking about it, and as a catcher, that's That's just how my brain works. Because there was multiple steal attempts on him, and he had them, because they weren't really good jumps. But he had like a yip, so he'd pull back and then stop and then throw. And I was like, maybe it's not that true, but maybe in the back of
guessing himself, you think?
Yeah. But I could keep talking about it. I don't want to keep on going, but I was talking about the game though. I was telling you about he couldn't find the zone, and San Diego State scored, I think, in every inning but 2. And they were hit. I think they had 14, 13 hits, but the guy was trying to find this. Yeah, 14. So they were trying to find the outside of the zone, and it was just so beautiful just to see him go with the pitch, go with the outside. And I think their first 2 hits were just rippers past the second baseman. And they were finding holes, and it was really good experience. Really good experience. I sent you a picture. I got a 20 fun. I wiped it off, but I had a 21 over 21 stamp because I had a beer. That was there was a lot of chirping. Definitely an in-city rivalry. So
that's awesome. You want to jump right into the midweeks?
Oh yeah, dude. Do we want to talk? Let's talk Bethune-Cookman. I think that's the biggest thing this week, and with Florida taking a huge jump from Baseball America had them at 7. So,
which is crazy.
You think this is gonna? Yeah. Or you think this is gonna affect Florida, or I mean, Bethune-Cookman just beat LSU. Is it say something good about Bethune-Cookman?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think if you're Bethune-Cookman, you're feeling good. You're going into next week. You're still atop the conference. Like you said, they just beat LSU, so that's another big win. But I think what it says about Florida is, their midweek pitching. How is that pitching going to perform when they need them out of the bullpen in mid games during the SEC tournament? I mean, we're starting to come up on that time, and it's looking like, I don't know, Florida's sitting at 4 right now. They could end up with a top 4 seed, but the SEC is going to a new format this year. I believe it's all 16 teams make it single elimination. Is that correct? I think we'll have to discuss that a little more later.
Yeah. I think we should look into that later because, I'm not really sure. And hopefully, because it was last year's format was stupid, but it's so long. Yeah.
So it kind of says like, hey, the pitching of the midweek for Florida, is it a struggle or is it just the weekend that's going to perform well? Because they played really well against Georgia. Pitching staff as a whole pitched really well against Georgia. So I think, we'll see with that midweek. There's still those pitchers. They're going to have to eat up innings later. We've talked about it before. So what do you think?
Cookman's a really good hitting team. I think they got 7 runs in the 7th. Like, they're a good hitting team. And I briefly looked at it. I mean, it didn't look like it was those, a three ball, a hitter's count. Wasn't any of those. But they're a good hitting team. They really hit well off of LSU. And they're pretty good. And I've said this, and I even tweeted this. I hate playing HBCU teams. They are like dangerously, underratedly good.
Yeah,
and it's hit and miss with them too, because if sometimes because they're that lowest school, they're getting their butts kicked. But when they beat some of these big teams, it's a good game. Those dudes can ball, and that's why I love when Southern comes and plays, and I love when Grambling comes and plays. So
yeah, you love the games. You hate them because they're dangerous.
Yeah,
they make you nervous.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh. Well, should UCLA feel a little nervous after losing 1 to Santa Barbara this week?
No, I think for UCLA, this is just a normal midweek. You didn't hit very well performance. It is kind of strange though. They haven't been losing even in the midweeks. They've had some tight games against Pepperdine and Cal State Fullerton. I believe last week they went to extras with Fullerton, but they still prevailed. And we talked about it during the last week's show that, over the midweeks that have over the teams that have won the World Series the last 5 years in midweek games, they've only lost 7 as a whole. So still don't like to see losses in the midweek, but they'll live with this one. I don't think it's a big pain.
Yeah. No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is either. I think they're a team who can spare a midweek loss. Maybe they were experimenting. LSU did that. We threw like 7 pitchers and just to test waters out. Any other midweeks that you're looking at that we need to really highlight? We got them up here if you're watching on YouTube, you can also watch us on YouTube, and we got the scores up here, and we'll probably flip in and out of them. But if you're listening.
Yeah, I think 2 of them that stand out to me, the 2 Sunbelt losses, Coastal Carolina getting their butts kicked against Wake Forest. Wake Forest puts 15 hits on them and gets 10 runs. And then Ole Miss beating Southern Miss. So those are 2 big losses for the Sunbelt, especially when you think about RPI rankings. Yeah. So those kind of suck for that conference. But we're always questioning every week how good these 2 teams are. And so I don't know that it says a whole lot because it's still the midweek, I know, but still losses that you as a mid-majors program, you're always trying to beat those top tier teams. You want to get a win on those every opportunity you can and be able to say, hey, look, we beat a top 25 RPI team in Ole Miss, and you don't have that opportunity now.
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of come to the conclusion, and hopefully it's getting to there. Again, it's just not football. Don't have a football mindset. Everybody can beat everybody. So I really think it's good for the game. So, well, Jason, let me get over here. So since we were there, you want to start off with our trivia question?
Yeah, so since in honor of Kenny being out in San Diego this week, we got a question for San Diego. Who is the only Major League Baseball first-round pick that has came out of UC San Diego? There's only been one. I'll give you a hint. It's before the year 2000, so you got to go into your history books for this one. We'll discuss it a little bit later and give you the answer.
Yeah, some good ball out of here. Steven Strasburg was his name was all over the boards at
for San Diego State. It's funny. Honorable mention: San Diego State has had a lot of first-round picks, almost double digits, if not right around 10 over the years. So that was a little not shock for me. It's just cool to see like a program like that having so many first-round picks over the years. But fun fact, Kenny, Steven Strasburg was the last first-round pick from San Diego State. Back in 2009, first overall pick of the draft. So,
yeah, they had a lot of College Worlds. I think there were College World Series and regional appearances, and Strasburg had the sleeveless jerseys. Man, ACC does a lot of sleeveless jerseys. I miss those. But well, speaking of the ACC, let's jump into our top matchups for the week coming up. We got Georgia Tech at North Carolina. I feel like that's probably the biggest series this week. We got Arizona State at BYU, USC at Nebraska, Auburn, Florida. Good test for both of those schools. And then Alabama at Texas. Jason, lead us off with the first game. We both got Georgia Tech.
We do. Georgia Tech, I got them 2-1 in this series. I think this is a big test for North Carolina. They struggled against Clemson last weekend. They lost the first game, went to extras in the second. Clemson hasn't been playing very well. North Carolina had previously beaten Boston College the week before, but this Georgia Tech team is just, their offense is crazy good right now. And that Florida State pitching staff is even pretty good, and they took it to them a little bit. So I see Georgia Tech coming in here. I'm going to give North Carolina the benefit of the doubt being at home and give them one win. But I think Georgia Tech takes the series. What do you think?
Yeah, I believe Georgia Tech takes the series too. The home field advantage is a good point, and that's why last week I picked A&M to sweep because the 10th man might be hard to play in front of, but I got Georgia Tech sweeping.
Oh, you got a sweep?
I have a sweep. I'll put a broomstick in it if I got to.
All right. Next up, Kenny, we got Arizona State on the road against BYU. A beautiful backdrop at BYU.
Mhm.
We love the mountain range. This is a tough matchup for BYU. They're sitting 7th in the conference, but Arizona State is sitting at 4th. Not a lot of Big 12 big matchups this week for the Big 12,
Yeah.
but this one is kind of a noted one because Arizona State's kind of struggled, losing 3 of their last 5. BYU's coming in hot after a sweep against Houston. Who you got in this one, Kenny?
I'm just reading from what a lot of people have to say about Arizona State. They're kind of just inconsistent, and so I'll take BYU here, but I don't think they'll sweep. No, not necessarily. Probably be a 2-1 series. But that's my take on it. I'd take Arizona State's trying to just smooth things out. And if BYU's on the rise, then when you're hot, you're hot. It's the perfect time to get hot.
Yep. I got Arizona State 2-1 in this one. I think this is an opportunity for them to kind of bounce back. So we're kind of looking at it from the 2 different sides of things, right? I see it as Arizona State needs a bounce back series win, and this is an opportunity for them against a team that's kind of middle of the pack in the conference. And if they want to keep ties with Kansas and UCF, West Virginia up there, they're going to need to win this series. So I'm looking at a 2-1 series for them.
And what was the other series? So we were looking between UCF and Cincinnati, and then
hold on, let me jump over to it.
Yeah.
So
and Kansas plays Oklahoma State, and I believe Oklahoma State got a win over Oklahoma this week, or was that
they did?
So
they did midweek.
Yeah, and that's okay. But
so
anyway, sorry, I don't want to.
We got West Virginia at home against Houston. So Houston's coming off that big series loss against BYU, and then TCU's got Baylor, and then middle of the pack is down there. So those are your top 3: Kansas, West Virginia, UCF. All opportunities. I think all 3 of them should win their series. So I think this is where Arizona State's sitting at 4th. They're the next one. If they want to keep ties. So.
Oh yeah. Well, next game, Jason, both of you and I have USC taking the series over Nebraska. Nebraska was just over in the West Coast at Oregon, and now they're going all the way over to USC. Excuse me, other way around. USC is going all the way over to Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Gosh, I got that wrong. No, Nebraska, the Cornhuskers. What you got? Sweep? Sweep?
No sweep. I got USC 2-1. I would love to see Nebraska prove me wrong here and win this series. It's tough for them coming off that loss against Oregon. You got one of the best leadoff hitters in the country for average, and Mr. Moyer. USC needs to perform well. They lost their midweek game this week, so USC has an opportunity here to kind of keep pace for the top of the Big Ten, but Nebraska is sitting number 2 right now, believe it or not. So I'm shocked that Nebraska is unranked. But so this is an opportunity for them to get right back into the rankings. I think that loss to Oregon is tough, but Oregon's a good program too, and they're on the cusp of hosting a regional this year. So I think this is going to be a true test for both of these programs, and Nebraska needs to bounce back. So, but I got USC 2-1. What do you got?
Yeah, I say Nebraska. I'm sorry, I have USC 2-1. And honestly, I don't think either one of us would really be surprised if Nebraska takes the series 2-1 to either. So we'll see what Nebraska does with that pitching staff. And USC's got one of the best pitching staffs in the country, and I think that'd be a huge win. Yeah, a huge thing for Nebraska. So, gosh, I'm off track. Here we go. We got some SEC games next. Auburn and Florida. Believe we briefly hit at it earlier, but we both have Florida. Auburn is. Everybody's on the fence of Auburn, and even at the beginning, like when we first started this, I said I think Auburn's good. I think they just cannot figure it out.
Yeah, I think Auburn's just so And we've said it about both of these teams. Florida's even had their struggles, but I think that Florida series win against Georgia says a lot of what have you done for me lately? And then Auburn beat Kentucky. So it's not like either of these teams are coming off series loss, but Florida being at home. Is it bad, Kenny? I got Florida with a sweep this weekend. I think after that midweek loss against Bethune-Cookman, I think that pitching staff pitched so well against Georgia. Auburn's offense is not very strong. They're really, they're kind of towards the bottom of the SEC when it comes into strikeouts and slugging. So in this Florida team, they're kind of middle of the pack, but they've gotten hot. They hit a lot of home runs. I mean, you talked about it. They out homered Georgia 6-0 over the weekend. So an opportunity for them to continue that at home. So I got Florida with a sweep. What about you?
Oh, you know what? I'll take Florida on a sweep too. I think
get the broomsticks out.
I love a broomstick. I don't like it from Florida, but again, Florida at this time of year just likes to get going, and with them they've got the toughest schedule. They've got a tough RPI. This is a series they're going to have to. They've got to win the series. I think they have to sweep the series to be taken seriously. I'm taking them seriously. I feel like a lot of people might leave them out, and Florida fans are pushing ignore where y'all aren't looking deep into this.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about them is we talked about it earlier. Baseball America has them in the top 10. RPI, they're really high, but D1 has them a little lower. Diamond Baseball, our new favorite baseball app, we'll shout out and discuss a little later. The rankings on them is sitting somewhere around 20 as well. So I think that's a good spot for Florida. I think we talked about it last week. Last week was a prove it series. They did that. That's why we're going sweeps on them this week. So definitely going to be a fun series, I think. Definitely an opportunity for Florida to really continue their hot streak.
From Florida to the state of Texas, next game, Alabama at Texas. Jason, I'll have Texas sweeping. I'll take Texas sweeping out.
I'm about to go to my closet and get my broomstick out because apparently I need one for me. I need to get one for you. I need to get another one for me for this. I need to get multiple broomsticks out. I got Texas with the sweep as well. Alabama getting swept already last week. I'm just going to continue their sweepings. Losing that series to Arkansas at home. And now you got to go on the road to Texas, who a team that got swept 2-0, not 3-0, 2-0.
2-0.
They survived the sweep, you can say, against A&M. An extra day of rest for those guys, so it's weird, a little strange. But Texas coming off of a series where their starting pitching did not pitch well. We talked about it during last midweek.
And against your rival
on the road with your former with their former coach as your coach.
Yeah, embarrassing performance. Yeah.
You only dropped 2 spots just because I think A&M's proving that they're really good. So many good series in the SEC this week. We really had to fight to even figure out which ones we wanted to put on here. But an opportunity for Texas to get a sweep again and bounce back. I think this is going to be one where their pitching is going to bounce back, I think.
Yeah, I believe they'll come out with a little bit more anger and passion, and Alabama's kind of on the down after that I think a surprising upset that they weren't probably ready for. But
yeah, well, we'll tally up all of those and discuss them in this weekend's recap episode. So looking forward to that. Kenny, you want to jump right into our answer to our trivia question?
Yes, it is Kyle Abbott, pitcher 1989. Jason, do you know what team that was?
I wanted to have that ready, and I wrote down 9th overall, and I was like, I'm going to go back to it later, and I completely forgot to go back to it. But here, let me jump right in, and I'll tell you. Give me 1 second.
I want to guess. I wonder if it was maybe the Padres. Did the Padres select him?
Oh, no, you're close, though. It is another California team.
Oh, the Angels.
Yes, it is the Angels. 9th overall, Mr. Kyle Abbott. You caught me off guard.
I'm sorry, boss.
You know, it's interesting. I don't know why.
Does it say how long he played for?
Here's an interesting thing. Kyle Abbott not only played at UC San Diego, he also played at Long Beach State. So there's an interesting thing.
Right.
How many years did he play? Is that what you're asking me? You're asking me information I didn't have ready.
No, I mean,
let's see.
I mean, I feel like it would.
Looks like
I feel like I've heard of his name before.
He officially made it up to the majors in 1991 with the Angels. Played also with the Phillies and the Angels again in the latter part of his career. So officially, he had 4 years in the majors, 6 years in the minors. And he was a pitcher with a career MLB ERA of 5.2, 4-17, and pitched in 57 games. So shout out Kyle Abbott. Shout out UC San Diego and Long Beach State.
Amen. All right, y'all. We got one more thing, and we'll wrap up this episode. We'll jump into our Hot Mid Majors. If the sound plays.
The Hot Mid Majors.
There it goes.
We love a good sound bite.
Wait, did I play the right
Diamonds of the Midweek.
No,
okay.
You had it right the first time. I mean, you need to rewrite it. I switched up your title on you this week. I called it Meaningful Mid-Majors because I just wanted to highlight meaningful mid-major matchups.
The Hot Mid-Majors.
Thank you, Kitty. So I just wanted to highlight some of the big mid-major matchups coming up this weekend. So we got the American Conference with East Carolina at home against Wichita State. We got UC San Diego at home against Cal Poly in the Big West. We got Conference USA, Dallas Baptist, and Liberty. We got the Sun Belt Southern Miss, Texas State. And we got St. Mary's and Gonzaga in the WCC. Kenny, give us a rundown. I see you're floating head over Wichita State, but why you got Wichita State real quick?
I love Wichita State. I think this is just a passion of I love Wichita State.
Fair enough.
Sorry to my boy Sam. He's a big East Carolina fan, but I've kind of watching East Carolina scores over the season, and it's like up and down. Like they're very inconsistent, and I think Wichita State's on that run, and them moving up into a new conference. I think it would be a good series win. Probably 2-1. I don't see a sweep out of them, but I got Wichita State.
Both of these teams are coming off midweek losses. Wichita State losing at Kansas, East Carolina losing at home against NC State. I got East Carolina 2-1 in the series. Nothing other than I wanted to be against you. Not really. But I think East Carolina being at home is going to get this series, so they need to bounce back for the conference.
That's a good point. Might be a tough place to play there.
Next one, we got Cal Poly at UC San Diego. Cal Poly coming off of the series loss against Oregon State, and UC San Diego coming off of a heartbreaking series loss against UC Santa Barbara. Both of these teams sitting 1-3 in conference. So it's funny, UC San Diego has a losing record, but they're first in the conference, so they're playing really well in conference games. Cal Poly sitting at third. Who you got?
I got Cal Poly. I'm not going to use what I saw yesterday as a why UC San Diego is not going to win this, but Cal Poly's got a tough schedule to play, and I think UC San Diego just was having just some hitting stuff, and probably a 2-1, no sweep.
That's what I have as well. I have a 2-1 Cal Poly. Oh, I didn't mention it yet. No, I did. East Carolina 2-1. Just want to make sure it was for the record. But yeah, Cal Poly 2-1 in this one. And then we jump right into Liberty going to Dallas Baptist. Kenny, these are 3-4 in the Conference USA. Conference USA is a fun one. The question is going to be, as we go down through the rest of the season, is this a conference that's going to get 4 teams in? We got Missouri State and Jacksonville State sitting 1-2 right now. So these are the 3-4. Both of them are going to be trying to push to fight and kind of stay on the backs of Jacksonville State.
Got to get one in.
So Liberty winning that series against Jacksonville State. I think Liberty is going to take this one again at Dallas Baptist, but I got 2-1. I don't see a sweep. You apparently didn't even choose one or the other. So who you got?
Sorry, my head is not there because my head wasn't looking. And I'll take Liberty too. I'll take Dallas Baptist kind of on the low end this year, not the DBU that everyone's kind of afraid of, I guess. So I'll take Liberty. I'll take a Liberty sweep.
Okay. Next, we jump right into the Sun Belt. Kenny, Texas State, and Southern Miss. Texas State is currently sitting number 2 in the conference. Southern Miss sitting 4th, sitting a game behind. Coastal's leading this conference. I don't really see either of them catching them. But if they want to even stay on the toes of Coastal, who you got?
100% Texas State. Texas State is a great baseball program. A program that I believe Texas doesn't like either. Texas State always puts up a good fight against a school like Texas. They're one of those, again, hidden schools down there that they will rip you. And Southern Miss is got a lot to prove too. But give me Texas State on this. I'll take Texas State maybe winning the first game, Southern Miss taking the second, and Texas State getting the third. I know we're not kind of picking the days, but
you're giving me down today. I actually
you don't have to do that. I'm just kind of adding.
No, it's fine. I got Southern Miss 2-1 at home. I think this is a big opportunity for them to bounce back after a series loss against UL Lafayette and Lafayette. So you're back at home. This is an opportunity, especially after their midweek loss to Ole Miss. We talked about that a little bit earlier. It's a tough RPI loss for them, especially for a team that's right on the outs of if they're even going to be able to host. Clearly, nobody really liked them losing that series because they not only dropped out of hosting a regional, they're on the cusp of not even being in the rankings, which would even put them on the verge of being a number 3 seed, possibly as a super in a regional. And if they lose this series, I think you are talking about them not being a 2 seed. They're going to be looking at possibly a 3 seed unless they win this series. So I think they bounce back at home. Yeah. They really get to win. But I got 2-1, not a 3-0. And
all right, Jason, let's wrap it up.
Yep, our last one.
Sorry, that was so rude.
No, go ahead. I think your audio may have just been slightly delayed off of mine.
St. Mary's St. Mary's will host Gonzaga. You have Gonzaga. I got St. Mary's. I have St. Mary's because I like St. Mary's logo. That's a bonus point. But I think I might be wrong on this. I believe Gonzaga might get a sweep. I'm not happy about my pick. It's up there.
It is already on St. Mary's.
It's set in stone.
Oh my God. So you got a 2-1 St. Mary's then?
Yeah, I'll take St. Mary's 2-1.
Okay. I got a Gonzaga 2-1 series in this one. Gonzaga's coming in winning 7 in a row. St. Mary's also coming in hot, winning 5 in a row. Gonzaga swept that series against Portland this past weekend, who was a team that everybody was kind of on the high on a couple weeks ago after beating Oregon a couple times. And they were atop the conference roughly. And now them losing that series and getting swept, they dropped to 7th in the conference. And now you're looking at a Gonzaga team who's 9-3. You got a St. Mary's team 8-4. San Francisco is sandwiched in between them. So an opportunity here for St. Mary's at home, but I think Gonzaga is just playing so well. It's fun to see them winning. I got 2-1, but I got a tough 2-1. I think we're going to maybe have 1 or 2 go to extra innings.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And what I'm realizing, you made some good point because I did not pay attention to the games being at home, like Southern Miss at Southern Miss, and after that loss to USL, I don't think Southern Miss will be happy about that.
And Southern Miss is a fun place to play. I mean,
we've
seen it over the years. Them hosting regionals is so fun. So those people are going to have some nice beers in them before these games start, and they're going to have some fun.
Will they? Well, Jason, I appreciate you staying up a little later so we can talk some college baseball. I can't wait. We'll come back next week. we'll see where everybody stands. We're getting close to wrapping up, getting to those championship games, and who's like set in stone, and who is going to get really hot. I mean, it's kind of just listening to other people. It's really hard to tell who's going to be who, and I think that's the beauty of college baseball. So, Jason, any final words before we clock out?
Yes, if you love college baseball, go download the Diamond Baseball app. It's our home for looking at scores, stats, and keeping you guys updated here on the show. It's fun. They got a diamond area where you can go in and open packs, and you get cards of the players, and you get to compete against everybody else that's here. If you have an opportunity to rank the teams yourself and be a part of the community. So definitely go download it if you're a big college baseball fan, and we look forward to seeing you around there.
Yeah, we all complain about the ESPN map. I have not got a chance to really dive deep, and when I did, like, the potential of this app is going to be absolutely insane. So, yeah, you want college baseball, that's an app that is probably the most you need to download. But Jason, let's have a good week. Let's have a good weekend, and I'm excited. I'm Kenny Hilliard. This is Jason Ide, and this is the Lucky Finn Innings Show. I will get it once in a while, but y'all have a great night.
The Five Arms and a Lucky Fin podcast.